this next part of the chapter is going to mostly be talking about how a waking life mindfulness practice can be very beneficial for your lucid dreaming practice, but in a way that I don't typically cover on the channel, so I thought it was interesting. But before getting to there, we're going to start kind of far away from that. Let's start off with this. Lucid dreaming could also become incredibly important for society because there is much to be learned about the human mind from the scientific investigation into the lucid dream experience. A bit later, dreams, lucid or otherwise, are a glimpse into the mental and emotional states that we are capable of experiencing. When we learn to become aware in our dreams, the full range of human experience becomes available to us, essentially at will, once you kind of really get a hang on this controlling thing. Then he lists off some different stuff like profound purpose, euphoria, insight. Then on like the other end of that, like the kind of bad things, terror, hopelessness, anxiety. So you can experience all those things at like the maximum level possible, right? Okay, and then here. If one is unable to maintain lucid awareness of where they are and remain mindful, then one can quickly become subject to the whims of their mind. These days, it's fun to flirt with disaster, but doing so if you aren't mentally prepared is ill-advised. So like flirting with disaster, inside the dream space. This need not be associated with skill in dream control, but in the skill of maintaining mental and emotional calmness, which can be built with mindfulness practices. It is a skill that serious explorers of dreams will find mandatory. Right? Is that something I really enjoy doing too? Where like if I get lucid in a dream and I get past, a lot of times what my initial reaction, which would be like, to fight off whatever monster or thing it is. But most of the time, as long as I'm level-headed and calm enough, I like to explore it and kind of see what will happen, right? There's one, kind of the most terrifying one ever. I was in like sleep paralysis, basically dreaming of seeing, my room, and this demon came inside, grabbed me, felt like I was being possessed and shit like that. But, I like to explore those kinds of spaces, especially when I'm lucid, because I have this, first of all, I have a background belief that no matter what happens, I believe I'm going to be safe. I'm not actually going to be possessed. So it gives me the strength to actually go ahead and, I'm curious enough to want to check it out. But I also do have a fail-safe way, which has never failed me yet in waking me up out of sleep paralysis or any dream scenario I want to get out of, which is just close my eyes really hard, shake my head back and forth, and then that brings me to my real head, and I end up waking up in my head doing this, right, with my head. But also kind of getting back to like the waking life side of things too, right, where growing up, right, I grew up on a horse ranch. It was really dark. There was nobody else around late at night, right? Oh, I guess my parents were there at this point. But, I was terrified of going out in the dark. Like there was this one time where I left my slippers down at like the very far end of the barn, and my dad was specifically telling me, don't do that. And so when he figured out that happened like later on the night, he's like, hey, go out there and get it. And I so didn't want to do it. I was so scared of the dark. Anyway, it ended up, I had to do it. So I went up there, got it. Of course, it was fine when I came back. But point is, I was really scared of the dark for, a long time. And then when I started to hit my high school years, and also the thing that helped this too is I ended up going like full-on atheist, didn't believe in ghosts or spirits or nothing at all. So then I got interested, once I kind of had that background belief in there, to actually go out at nighttime. And by this point, I was living at the barn by myself for night. So there was literally nobody around, no parents, no nothing. But very often I would just go venture off into the darkness. I was smoking a lot of weed back then, right? And just kind of hang out in the dark nothingness in the forest, which used to terrify me, but I actually found it kind of be more relaxing. But something I did notice is if my mind started to go down the path of, oh, did I see something? Did I hear something? Or if I watched like, some scary movie before doing that, it would make it so much harder, right? So I wasn't able to keep that calm, mental and emotional calmness, because I was my mind was getting sped up. I was starting to get all freaked out. So nonetheless, having this waking life mindfulness practice can therefore help you be more calmer and be able to explore the dream space in a different way than I normally talk about. Normally, I'll say like, if you're mindful in the daytime with your mindfulness practice, you get mindful at nighttime, you'll realize things are weird and you'll get lucid. But then also being able to practice this mindfulness stuff in the waking life can therefore help you in the dreams when you're able to go out there and stay calm and go on, I guess in this case, explore some of these more scary, terrifying, nightmarish type scenarios. But anyway, that wraps it up for that one. Until the next video, keep the lucid dreaming practice legit.